Hello everyone. I am Cozy Day and welcome to my Cozy 25 for 25 video. Now, I know most folks usually cover upcoming games for these types of videos, but I thought I would take a little bit of a different approach and name 25 games that I want to revisit, replay, or play for the very first time that are already out and available right now. Most are already fully released, but some are still in early access, and I'll make sure to let you know which ones are which along the way, okay? So, without further ado, let's dive in! Starting us off is a game I've had in my queue since July of last year, Bo Path of the Teal Lotus. Its beautiful artwork is what caught me from the beginning, and the intriguing Japanese myth-inspired story are what made me add this game to my library. Bo is a 2.5D side-scrolling platformer, so it won't be for everyone out there, but personally, I do enjoy a good platformer despite my, decided lack of skill at them. Developed by Squid Shock Studios and Christopher Trevor Youngquist, published by Humble Games, Bo Path of the Teal Lotus is available in full release on Steam, Switch, PlayStation 5, and Xbox Series X and S. Next up is Botany Manor. This game is a mix of puzzles, exploration, and research. You are Arabella Green, a retired botanist, and from what I can tell, you have just returned after a long time away to your 19th century manor, and things are in a bit of disrepair. Rediscover all of your forgotten flora, figure out the best growing environment for each one, and discover their hidden qualities along the way. Developed by Balloon Studios, published by Whitethorn Games, Botany Manor is available in full release on Steam, Switch, PlayStation 5, Game Pass, Xbox One, and Xbox Series X and S. Next up is Carto, a game I will actually have played upon the release of this video. In this game, you play as Carto, a little girl trying to find her way back home after she is separated from her family. With Tetris-style puzzles in which you move sections of the world to get to where you're going and complete your goals, this colorful, hand-drawn style game definitely drew me in. Developed by Sunhead Games, published by Humble Games and XD, Carto is available in full release on PC, Switch, PlayStation 5, and Xbox One. Next up is a gorgeous 3D open-world creature-saving/collecting game, Creatures of Ava. With fascinating characters and a poignant storyline, this game literally had me crying within the first couple of minutes. And let me tell you, I have been itching to get back into it. You play as a young woman traveling to Ava to basically Noah's Ark it. Her job is to collect a certain number of each species and send them off-planet. And the reason for that is that Ava is dying, and all of the animals are slowly becoming infected with madness. But by curious happenstance, you just so happen to fall into a mysterious temple after you crash land on the planet, and somehow find a staff that pushes back the infection and madness taking over Ava. Are you hooked? Because I am. Making Creatures of Ava a game I 100% want to revisit. Developed by Inverge Studios, published by 11-Bit Studios, Creatures of Ava is available in full release on PC, Xbox One, and Xbox Series X and S. Now this next one looks chaotically fun, Crypt Custodian. With overwhelmingly positive reviews on Steam, Crypt Custodian is a Metroidvania-style dungeon-crawling platformer in which you, Pluto, a super cute, now dead cat, are unwillingly conscripted to become the afterlife's janitor. Forever! Hang out with some ghosty pals, explore the underworld, and beat those baddie bosses into submission. Basically, do your job. Developed by Kyle Thompson, published by Kyle Thompson, Top Hat Studios, and H2 Interactive, Crypt Custodian is now available in full release on PC, Switch, PlayStation 4, PlayStation 5, Xbox One, and Xbox Series S and X. Now, I am unsure if I have ever seen a more beautiful game than this next one on my list. Dodona. Now please don't crucify me for my pronunciation here because I promise I've done my best. Dodona is actually a real place in France upon which this game is based. You play as a now grown woman revisiting the beautiful places of her childhood and discovering lost family secrets along the way. In this atmospheric, narrative-driven watercolor game, discover forgotten faces and places and reconnect with your childhood. Developed by Un Je ne sais quoi and Humanimation, published by Focus Entertainment, Dodona is available in full release on PC, Switch, PlayStation 4, PlayStation 5, and Xbox One and Xbox Series X and S. Oof, I cannot tell you how much I love this next game. With a little bit of a steampunk feel and a grittier storyline, Eastward has forged its way onto my replay list of 2025. In Eastward, you dual play as one of the two main characters, Sam and John. Sam is a young girl with mysterious powers and no memory that John, a grizzled miner from an underground community, discovered one day in stasis. With strange things happening and the world around them and above them changing, Sam and John set out on an adventure that they will hopefully survive. Developed by Pixpill, published by Chucklefish, Eastward is available in full release on PC, Mac, Switch, and Xbox One. Next is my renewed obsession, Ever After Falls. The game starts off with a bang. Seriously, you get isekai'd by a car, and then you discover that Earth was actually the Matrix, and then you wake up in a place with anthropomorphic animal NPCs called Ever After Falls. It's a little weird and much. But with most of your memories of Ever After Falls and its residents lost, and lots of questions, you try to set out on your normal, idyllic farm life. Mostly. I mean, there are still lots of portals and dungeons and magic and... Okay, maybe Ever After Falls is not so normal, and there are a lot of mysteries for you to discover and unravel, but I assure you, it's lots and lots of fun. Developed by Square Husky, published by Akupara Games, Ever After Falls is available in full release on PC, Mac, Switch, PlayStation 4 and 5, Xbox One, and Xbox Series X and S. Next is Everhome, a semi-spooky game that I barely scratched the surface of. You play as Lily, a girl who just jumped through a portal to save her little sister. And then you wake up to discover a world that knows you, but that you don't know. As memories of your sister fade, you dive into this new life and its mysteries to try and find clues as to where and what happened to your sister. Everhome and all of the questions surrounding it have definitely piqued my interest and made it onto my list of revisits in 2025. Developed by Chunky Loaf, published by Indie.io and Level Up Games, Everhome is available in full release on PC. Next is Forager, a cute and quirky sandbox RPG. Craft, purchase land, and explore new dungeons in this pixelated, open-world survival game. Forager has been recommended to me multiple times, and it has finally worked its way onto my shortlist to play for the first time in 2025. Developed by Hopfrog, published by Humble Games, Forager is available in full release on PC, Switch, PlayStation 4, Xbox One, and Android iOS. Next up is Go-Go Town, a chaotic, slapstick game with the quirkiest characters and story. In fact, my favorite activity in this game is to literally go around bringing joy to all of my visitors by shooting them with a bubble gun. Seriously! You start the game by being kidnapped, stuffed in a duffel bag, and then thrust into the position of creating a town. A thriving town. Or else. Developed by Prideful Sloth, published by Cult Games and Prideful Sloth. Go-Go Town is available in early access on PC, PlayStation 4 and 5, Xbox One, and Xbox Series S and X. Now we come to another game that I absolutely love, Harvestella. This life sim JRPG is so beautiful and so much fun, with a really interesting main story as well as plenty of fetch quest side stories. You never run out of things to do. I played this game non-stop when it first came out, and now I'm hoping to recapture that magic once again. Developed and published by Square Enix, Harvestella is available in full release on Steam and Switch. Next is Kataria Fables, an absolutely adorable, slow-paced RPG. Customize your kitty character and meet all of the super cute NPCs as you explore the land, battling your way past monsters to the safety of towns. Complete quests, upgrade your equipment, and keep exploring to discover what rising darkness is threatening the world. And maybe, just maybe, you'll be able to save it. I haven't played Kataria Fables in years, and I think it's high time for me to pick it up again. Developed by Twin Hearts, published by P-Cube, Kataria Fables is available in full release on PC, Switch, PlayStation 4 and 5, Xbox One, and Xbox Series X and S. Next up is Lemon Cake. This well-loved bakery management sim is so simple and yet so much fun. You bake, grow your own fresh ingredients, and make sure to maintain the cleanliness of your store, all while showing your customers only the best of service. Developed and published by cozygames, Lemon Cake is available in full release on PC, Switch, PlayStation 4 and 5, Xbox One, and Xbox Series X and S. This next one is quite the cat's meow, Mineko's Night Market. Mineko is a young girl who has just moved in, only to discover some very suspicious men in black have restricted access to parts of the town and are searching for something or someone. Craft interesting items and get to know the townsfolk as you get to the bottom of this mysterious mystery. Oh, and don't forget the most important thing of all. Pet all of the cats. Developed by cozygames, published by Humble Games, Mineko's Night Market is available in full release on PC, Switch, PlayStation 4 and 5, and Xbox One. And now we come to Moonstone Island. This Ghibli-inspired, turn-based creature collector is one of the cutest games I've played in the last couple of years. You play as a young alchemist who has just freshly left her home island in the sky to start her year-long test to becoming a fully fledged alchemist. Unfortunately, or fortunately really, you crash land on Moonstone Island, breaking your broom. You are now stuck, at least for a little while. You are an alchemist after all. Crafting and potion making is what you do. Fight and collect the most interesting and adorable spirits as you explore and collect materials. Get to know your local NPCs and potentially meet not just a friend, but a partner for life. Developed by Studio Supersoft, published by Raw Fury, Moonstone Island is available in full release on PC, Switch, and PlayStation 5. This next one is a chance to take a lovely little vacation. At least that's what it was supposed to be. On Your Tail is a relaxing and puzzling sleuth story of a game in which you play Diana, a young writer who is doing her best to achieve vacation perfection. With mini-games galore, including fishing, and mysteries to be uncovered, will we be able to crack the case in Borgo Marina? Or will we be left with many questions and few answers? Developed by Memorable Games, published by Humble Games, On Your Tail is currently available in full release on PC and should be available on the Switch sometime in February of 2025. I cannot quite express to you the nostalgic excitement I feel when I think about playing this next game. Prune and Milo has the classic look of a pixel art RPG dungeon crawler, and in this game you play as one of the brother-sister duo Prune and Milo, who just want to go and do a little light camping. Until one of you falls through the ground and into a curious cave, that is. Discover a sword, battle some baddies, meet a talking owl named Christopher who tells you it's the end of the world. You know, just a normal camping trip between siblings. Developed by Flacon Studio, published by Jandasoft, Prune and Milo is available in full release on PC, Switch, PlayStation 4 and 5, Xbox One, and Xbox Series X and S. Next, it is the beginning of your life as a glorious researcher in Research Story. This precious pixel art game has you running around Shimmerbrook, your new home, and investigating, well, everything. Plants, animals, crops, fish, you name it, you research it. With some interesting puzzle aspects as well as some really cute NPCs I know I definitely want to get to know, I cannot wait to dive back into Research Story this year. Developed by Pedalcat Games, published by Pedalcat Games and Electronic Sheep Games, Research Story is available in early access on PC and will hopefully be out for full release later this year. Next up is Sakana of Rice and Ruin. I know, how have I not already played this game? But just wait, because it's on the list. In this game, you play as Sakana, a banished harvest goddess. You have been unceremoniously kicked out of your heavenly home and sent to the demon-infested island of Hinoe. Not exactly an ideal vacation, but if you want to make it home, you had best buck up, Buttercup, and get ready to battle and harvest your way back to the top. You know, because your powers come from cultivating rice. Duh. Developed by Edelweiss, published by Exceed Games and Marvelous USA Inc., Sakana of Rice and Ruin is available in full release on PC, Switch, and PlayStation 4. Tired of the wear and tear of city life? Cost of living got you scrounging for pennies to make it by? Well, why not pick up your life and start fresh with your adorable kitty character in Snacko? There will be new challenges for you to face, of course, such as building a home from the ground up and beating back a terrible miasma trying to take over. But that's just fine, right? At least it's adventure, and you've got friends to defend. Well, at least you will when you start to convince people to move back. But don't worry about the details. It'll be fine, I think. I guess we're just gonna have to play and find out together. Developed by Blue Curse Studios, published by Armor Games Studios, Snacko is currently available in early access on PC and will hopefully be coming to Switch and PlayStation 4 and 5 soon. Next up, it's simple, it's sweet, it's Sprout Valley. Another game in which you can play as a cat and start a new life away from all the busy hubbub. I'm starting to see a theme with what I'm attracted to in a game. Moving on, in Sprout Valley, you play as Nico, and you just bought a small island of your very own to build your perfect, quiet home and garden. With little in the way of quests or guidance, this truly is a simple and quiet game in which you live the simple life. Farm, forage, and craft to your heart's content, building your perfect little slice of island life. Developed by Vadim Liakovic, published by Red Deer Games, Sprout Valley is available in full release on PC, Mac, Switch, and Android. Alright, I think we've had enough of cats and farming, if there ever was such a thing. So let's move on to outer space. Next up is Starstruck Vagabond. In this game, you find yourself in the position of a captain who's been frozen for about 2,000 years. It's a big new galaxy, but you've still got to make some money, so get out there and deliver some cargo while you explore. Discover new to you planets and environments and make some new and interesting friends along the way. Developed by Ben Yancey Croshaw, published by Ben Yancey Croshaw and Second Wind, Starstruck Vagabond is available in full release on Steam. Next, we have While the Iron's Hot. And let me tell you, this is one of those games that I became absolutely obsessed with when it first came out. With lots of crafting and well-balanced mini-games, as well as lots and lots of quests. This game captured me right from the get-go. The characters and story are just so interesting, and it has really cool puzzle games that aren't too difficult or too easy in my opinion. I know this style of game won't be for everyone, but honestly, I really can't wait to dive back in and play again. Developed by Bon Temps Games, published by Humble Games, While the Iron's Hot is available on PC, Switch, PlayStation 4 and 5, Xbox One, and Xbox Series X and S. Finally, we come to our last, but definitely not least game, The Wild at Heart. With a fantasy Pikmin feel, The Wild at Heart is a game that sees you play as two young runaways navigating their way through the world with their ever-growing group of small elemental creatures, the Spritelings. Loot what you can, battle some beasties, and just enjoy exploring this magical storybook world. Developed by Moonlight Kids, published by Humble Games, The Wild at Heart is available in full release on PC, Switch, PlayStation 4, Xbox One, and Xbox Series X and S. Well, that's my 25 for 25, friends. Thank you all so much for hanging with me through this video. If you liked this kind of content and would like to see more in the future, please just drop me a like and subscribe to let me know. Also, I would truly love to know what kind of games you're excited about playing in 2025. So please leave me a comment down below if you feel like sharing. Wishing you all a cozy day wherever you are. I'll see you next time, friends. Bye-bye.